Hello everyone, welcome to GametechUK and some more on the road. Before we get on with today's video, as always, top right of your screen will be my on the road playlist with everything you need to know about the game. But let's get on with today's video. In On the Road, you get two licensed brands. You've got MAN and you've got Scania. Now, for some reason, most of my videos seem to revolve around me driving the Scania. There's no particular reason for that. I just seem to gravitate towards the Scania. But I do get a lot of questions about the MAN truck. So in this video, I've already started a new campaign in the game. And if you want to know more details about how the game actually starts, I'll put a video top right of your screen. But let's get in and let's have a look around the MAN truck. So this is the fleet that you start the game with. So they're both exactly the same trucks, which is the MAN TGX, but they've got different body styles. So the first one that you get is a rigid box, and the second one that you get is what we call in the UK, I think we call it an Arctic, and then maybe in America to call it a semi. I'm going to call it the Arctic, which is just the truck section, and that's actually connected up when you start the game to a cattle trailer. But this is the fleet that you get when you start the game. If you choose the MAN brand to start with, don't worry, you still can choose Scania later on in the game when you've built up enough cash reserves, and of course the same is the opposite. If you start with Scania, you still can buy MAN trucks later on in the game. If we come to the store page in the game, you'll see over on the left there are 3 different types of each brand. That is all the trucks that are included in the game. The first is a 4x2 rigid box. Now this is the truck that you get when you start the game. The reason you would buy more trucks, even though you already own this, would be to employ new members of staff to drive it for you. Next up is the 6x2 version of exactly the same truck. You are doubling your loading capacity, but you're also sacrificing a little bit of fuel capacity. But it is essentially the same truck, but you can carry more. Next up, we've got the Arctic, the truck section. This gives you the freedom to pull the various trailers in the game. You are sacrificing even more fuel in this particular configuration. This is 890 litres as opposed to the rigid box, which is 1200 litres, but it gives you that freedom to pull all the various trailers in the game. So let's get in and let's have a look at the interior. With the trucks being the same, let's get up in the rigid box and have a look at the interior. So you can see here, these are all licensed vehicles. So everything in the game is exactly as it is in real life. And there is the right amount of detail here. Let's start with the dashboard. I mean, everything is there on the steering wheel. All the dials work as well. The speedo and the revs, that all works in the game. The sat-nav also works as well. It is nicely presented, and everything seems to be all in the right place. I like this little blind that you pull down over the sleeper section. That is the tacho system. That works as well. Actually, I will put a pop-up top right of your screen with everything you need to know about the tacho. But everything here, it's all lovely. It all looks good. It's believable, it's immersive, and it's going to make you feel like you are actually driving the correct truck and not just a made up brand. This is a proper licensed vehicle for you to enjoy and drive. So let's hear what the truck sounds like. So I think it all sounds good. It sounds very trucky. You've got that big turbo whine as you rev it up. It all sounds lovely. Also, you have got visual interaction on the dashboard. For example, like the indicators, you can actually see them move. You can't interact with them and zoom in and actually click on them like you can with Bus Simulator, but they do work. So as it suggests, top left, I think we should take it out for a spin and go and fill up with some fuel. have been following my videos for On the Road, you'll know one of the great things about the game is that you can get outside your truck and have a walk around and do basic interactive tasks with your truck, like filling up with fuel, for example. It's very simple. You only have to hover over until it goes green and then press your fill button. But it's just a level of interaction that I think really adds something to the game. So we're back at base now. I've parked the rigid box up inside the warehouse. We're going to take the Arctic out now. Now, as good as the rigid box is, it's not the most interesting thing to drive in terms of trucking. It drives very similar to a car. It's really easy to drive, really easy to reverse. I think this kind of configuration, either with the cattle trailer or a normal box trailer, is going to be where you're going to be spending most of your time in the game. It's challenging, it's interesting, and it's the most fun. But like I say, the Arctic I think will be your choice within the game because it's just so much more interesting to reverse in. Here you can see we're using our mirrors to reverse this truck into position, and it's a lot more challenging and it suits the game perfectly. So there you go. I just thought I'd give you a brief look around the MAN truck. So I'd love to know in the comments section below, are you going to go MAN? Are you going to go Scania? I would love to know what you think of the trucks in the comments section below. But that is it, everyone. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one.